How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and I'm going to start today with a little story. You see, a few months ago, I was looking at this car behind me, a 2015 Mercedes-Benz S65 AMG. I wanted this car to be my new daily driver, and I asked the dealership where I got it from, is there anything I should know about this car? Are there any imperfections or blemishes worth noting? And they said, nope. Looks perfectly fine to me. It is in showroom condition. Those are literally the words that they used. And that was a lie. This car was very, very ugly, especially if you saw it in the last two episodes. It had a really nasty wrap. The wrap was falling off, panels were falling off, it had doors misaligned. It needed a lot of work to get to showroom condition. And in today's episode, I'm gonna show you exactly how much work that took and how much money it's still gonna take for this thing to be perfect. But in addition to that, I'm gonna do some much needed upgrades because the interior of this car is quite nice, but I think we can make it look a little better. Oh yes. So if you guys are new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy it. And consider subscribing if the car behind me is the kind of project that you'd like to see. Now, if you guys are new to this entire series, this is my 2015 Mercedes-Benz S65 AMG. It has a V12, has twin turbos, and now that nasty, nasty matte black vinyl wrap is finally off the car, and it looks very, very stunning. Well, at least it will, because as you can see by the blown out stuff in the back right here, I have my garage door open because this thing is gonna get a full wash and detail, and we're gonna make this full daily driver spec because when we took off everything, it was a big transformation, but there still were a lot of issues with it. It needs to have the headlights wet sanded and polished, and the entire car needs a polish, and also I need to do something about those wheels. I'm not sure if I'm gonna change the color or not, but when I talk about the stuff we're gonna do, and when I say we, I don't really mean me. I mean me and the help of somebody else. And you guys know him from a lot of my other videos. This is Rex.
What's up, guys? I'm back.
Yes, well, Rex is back, and Rex is the best detailer I know. I don't exactly know a lot of detailers, but okay, you're the best one.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Out of like 3, you're number 1, man.
Thanks, man.
So what are we gonna do on this car right now to get it, you know, looking a little bit better? Because it needs, you know, it has some overspray from some paint work, and it just needs a lot.
Yep, so we'll start by washing it, and then we're gonna decon it, clean the wheels, then polish it, then maybe ceramic coat it. Okay. We gotta do the headlight too, so we gotta wet sand that too.
Oh yeah, I think so. And I know I probably didn't mention this to you, but we gotta do something about that interior, because
it's still an amazing interior.
I know, it's a really nice interior, but I think it could be even nicer because, well, when I'm working and then I get in the car, I don't exactly wipe off anything on my body, so that needs to all kind of come out.
We'll ceramic coat the leather too.
Wait, can you ceramic coat leather? Is that actually a thing?
Yep. Yep, they actually have a ceramic coating for it. It helps for cleaning it too.
And it can move with the leather and stuff?
Yeah. Yep. It's a breathable coating, so
I don't know if you're lying to me right now.
I'm not.
You sure?
Yeah, for sure.
That sounds like you're about to sell me the undercoating on a new car.
No. We'll just put a leather coating on it.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. So let's get this car out of here and into the sunlight. Whenever you wash a car, you definitely want to do it in direct sunlight, right?
Yes, perfect, yes.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but I love this car. Sitting in this seat and seeing this huge LCD gauge cluster and the awesome carbon fiber and the aluminum, it feels so premium in here. It feels like the car is worth $250,000, mainly because that's what it cost when it was brand new. But the engineers spent so much time trying to find out and develop what this car should sound like in the interior. It feels like you're in your own isolated cocoon. But there is another way to get that same isolated, very high-end quality sound without having to spend $250,000 on a Mercedes, and that is with today's sponsor, Raycon. So if you guys haven't heard of Raycon, then welcome to the internet. It's a fun place. That's not true. So these are Raycon's E25 everyday true wireless earbuds, and they, like me, are a little bit of a jack of all trades. So not only do you get seamless Bluetooth pairing, but you also get more bass and a more compact design for a comfortable noise isolating fit with no wires. But you also have 6 hours of playtime, which is really interesting for me because I am not a light sleeper and I like to take naps every once and again, and it's very, very hard for me to go to sleep, even for a power nap, even for like half an hour. So what I do is I put these in and I put on a white noise machine, and this puts me right to sleep. It is so useful. So these things are disrupting the electronics industry because it's premium wireless audio for half the price. It's essentially like having a Mercedes S-Class in your ear. That didn't make any sense. So to get your set of E25 everyday true wireless earbuds, go to buyraycon.com/Tavarish and get 15% off your Raycon purchase. That's buyraycon.com/Tavarish and you get 15% off. Go check it out in the link in the description below right now. And we are done. This is completely sorted and dialed in, except for none of that's true. So this has just been cleaned and it looks really, really good. And Rex has been telling me that maybe it was polished or something before they put the wrap on, because it's cleaning up kind of very, very nicely.
It does. We tried to iron decontaminate it, and there's no iron particles on the paint, so we were guessing that they probably decon the car first
with alcohol or something.
Yeah, before they wrap the car with the previous wrap. So now we're just gonna be claying it. It got really hot outside, and my beautiful skin, I gotta take care of it. So I decided I'm gonna start claying it inside. But before then, I'm gonna wet sand the headlights. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I'm gonna start claying it. That way I could just polish through the whole car, and I don't have to wet sand it anymore.
So I have another concern. So I see that you've already started masking this off. Mm-hmm. This is not a step I would have taken. I would have just went straight into the paint. So it's good that I'm not doing this. Over here on the carbon fiber mirror, you can see that there's some scuff marks here. How can you get these off?
It actually looked like the clear coat is gone on that part, but I could be wrong.
And you can see that there's a little, they definitely hit something blue.
Yep, So there's paint transfer there. So we'll try bicompounding. If it doesn't, we'll wet sand it with the 3000 grit and then polish it. But we gotta tape around it like what we're doing here.
Okay.
That way that if you're wet sanding, you're not hitting the paint with the wet sandpaper.
Okay. Cool. What do you think about these wheels now that they're clean?
I actually like them. It looks more aggressive this way than if you were to put a silver.
I think you're right. I actually do like this quite a bit, especially with the carbon fiber. It just accents it very, very well. Yep. Also right here, this is where all the radar guided cruise control stuff is, and you can see it's just like...
It's glue, right?
I think this is glue.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
We'll play with it. We'll wet sand it too and polish it. See if it comes back.
Okay, cool.
So stay tuned, guys.
All right.
What is he doing, man?
Jared, what are you doing? Quiet on the set.
Filming Wrench.
He's always breaking stuff in here.
Yeah.
Busy working.
Jared's filming Wrench every day. I'll join you in a second.
Okay.
I have many hats.
It's a little wiggly.
It's a little wiggly?
It's a little wiggly.
Okay. Nobody knows what you're talking about, Jared, but it's gonna be funny. Well, okay, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but Rex did a little bit of a before and after. That's before, and that's after. That looks like brand new, but even then, there's still a little bit of imperfection. So, what'd you find?
Well, so far I've seen like a lot of plastic that was melted from the heat gun. So, I mean, the only way to line that up is to probably go 400 grit, and then you have to go 1000 and then just spray a clear coat on the headlight.
Yeah, you're talking about like right here somewhere?
Yes, sir. Right here. And you see some up here too. So, but since you're replacing this anyways, I decided to just go with the 2000 grit and make it look, clear and brand new again.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to tell anything from, unless you're literally this close away. So I'm not too concerned about this. And, well, also because this one is like cracked like crazy. So I'm not too worried about these headlights. They're going to look good, at least a lot better than they are here. So
for sure.
Well, I mean, how long did this process take?
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a pretty easy process. You just have to sand it down.
Yep.
Make sure you're wet sanding, right?
Yep. Make sure you're wet sanding. Use as much lubricant as you can. Much water, basically.
Okay.
And then start with like 2000. Finish it with 3000 and then compound it. And use polish after that.
Would you like me to put the AC like so it blows by you? Because you're a little...
It's hot.
It's a little hot. What? I mean, I have air conditioning here.
2 years ago we didn't have AC in here.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, we do now, so we can.
I can't really complain,
All right. Okay. So you continue doing this. I'll do the AC stuff. I don't know.
All right.
Just come on. We can do better than this. We can do better than this. So I know it doesn't look like it on camera, but this thing looks better than new. Other than a few places over here, which we will touch up. But Rex has been very, very, very hard at work for the last several days on this car, cleaning it, polishing it, and doing a bunch of stuff that I am not qualified to talk about. So I'm just gonna ask him, what were the steps that you took to make this car look as good as it is?
Well, first off, we washed it, and then we clayed and deconned the whole car.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there on, we went and cut the paint a little bit and polished it. But what I've noticed is half of the car has been repainted.
What?
Yeah. As I was going through it with my polisher, I noticed that this side of the car, the whole passenger side, has been repainted, and the rear bumper too.
Oh, okay. So that's
Yeah.
great.
That's a great thing, yes.
Well, they told me that it was hit up there, so apparently it was hit up there and then it went.
Yeah, definitely.
So they repaint. I mean, it doesn't look horrible.
It doesn't look bad. It actually matches really good.
Oh, okay. I mean, that doesn't match very good. Oh, dude.
It polished up.
Yeah, you cleaned up that carbon really, really well. I mean, it was scuffed up, and now it looks almost new.
For sure.
Dude, this is crazy.
The whole car it came out really nice. I mean, we got rid of all the glue that was stuck on there.
Oh yeah, there was a ton of glue.
And there was a lot of overspray, especially that one over here on this side.
There's overspray on this side.
Yeah.
So they're spraying on that side, and then they're like, shh.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So this was done at a professional body shop.
The headlight too and the grill. We did wet sand this and polish it too. It looked like crap before.
Yeah, so this is the sensor for the radar guided cruise control, and the sensor is actually underneath there. And this is like a almost transparent acrylic or plastic, and this was just really bad. So it was wet sanded, and now it looks great. Now this car does have some miles on it, has some rock chips. There's some pitting here in the chrome. I'm not worried about that because this is going to be a daily driver after all. But I think I'm going to have to take off this front bumper and take this grill off, and that's going to be a bit of a chore because the headlights have to come out and the grill has to come out, and there's like a billion different wiring harnesses in there. But before I do that, we should probably look at the interior, right?
Yes, sir. The best part.
That is the best part of a S-Class because, I mean, that's where you spend all the time.
Yes.
And let's take a look. So, can this light come on? You have like a fancy light up here.
All right.
All right. There we go. So, this seat is not in horrible shape. It's just, minor bolster wear, that sort of thing. But Rex has also told me that they have dyed the seat, which is not like super uncommon with cars like this. Usually you take it to an upholstery shop and they have some wear on it like this. This is real leather, so they'll, put some dye on it. And when you try to clean it, it comes off sometimes, right?
Yep. With the leather cleaner, so
what can we do about that?
nothing really. We could either re-dye it and then coat on top of it. I was thinking about ceramic coating the seat since it's white and you wrench every day.
Okay, yeah. Well,
So-
do you think that I get dirty and dirty plus these seats would be a not good situation?
What we'll do is we'll put a ceramic coating on the seat. The coating that we're gonna use is very breathable for leather.
Yeah.
It'll help with like water resistance and chemical resistance,
Okay.
and it'll be just easier to clean it all in all. So we'll do that.
People are gonna get on you for wearing a chin diaper.
We gotta. I don't want to.
They're like, what's
get
the
sick.
Well, no, he's wearing a mask, for COVID when he goes outside, but also because when he works on the inside of cars, there's not a ton of ventilation, so that is 100% necessary.
So when I'm spraying chemicals, I'm basically breathing it back in. I mean, not like your underwear can stop your fart from coming out.
Yeah.
It kind of helps.
it's the first line of defense. right, now that Rex is done, I really want to see the finished product on the interior. Oh man, this looks brand new. I mean, when these things were 250 grand, they looked great. But this one looks even better because it's way, way, way less than that. Take a look at the back seat. Whoo! Oh, wow. Now, this wasn't in horrible shape, but it definitely was a bit on the rough side. One thing I do have to do, however, is these. I don't know how to get these to sit back up. These are supposed to be on this elastic band, and the elastic band seems to have broken on both of them, and maybe that's a common problem. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not going to be sitting back here because this, after all, is a driver's car. And one of the big things about driver's cars is steering wheels. So let's make sure that this steering wheel looks like something from a driver's car and not from a circus. That's a clown face. That's a clown face, guys. All right, don't count this as a how-to or anything because I'm probably going to be missing steps. I don't know actually how to take this off, but I can't imagine that it is that much harder than any other car. Now, a steering wheel usually has some kind of secret bolts back here. You want to feel around for, okay, yes, I feel some holes, and you usually want to poke with a small screwdriver, something like that. One, and two. Very carefully remove the airbag, and that is the airbag out. Ah, perfect. Perfect. And take this out. Okay, now let's throw this away, shall we? What I have is very, very, very special. This is a brand new 2018 and up steering wheel from CKM Car Design. Go check them out in the link in the video description below. Also check out their YouTube channel. They do a lot of really cool DIY stuff on Mercedes just like this. I think the owner has a S63 almost exactly like mine, and he's doing a lot of really cool, really custom stuff. But he sent me over this awesome, awesome steering wheel, and it is a carbon fiber wheel. It matches the carbon fiber here. This matches my white exterior, and it just looks so much better. And we also remove the clown face because that, you can't unsee that. So we take the airbag out, just put it down because it is, for all intents and purposes, a bomb. And then we line this up as best we can. Just like so. This also comes with a little converter because obviously the 2018 has different buttons than the 2015 does. So it comes with its own converter. All the wiring is already completed. All you have to do is connect this like so. Boom. So this should pop into place. Boom, boom. Boom, and boom. Okay, so there is one step that I was sort of dreading, but it's really not that bad. So this is a different airbag. Anytime you take off an airbag from a car, it can lead to a stored event where it has a error code. And in this case, my car had an error code when I connected the battery because it has an auxiliary battery that kind of remembers all the settings. When I pressed the start button, it told me that I had an error in the airbag light, but that's okay because I do have the dealer level software and I just reset it. So I went to the SRS supplemental restraint system right up here. You can't see that because it's super blurry. And I just went to error codes and I reset it. And now we have no error codes. So that means if I press the start button, oh yeah, that is awesome. Now, Everything is on. This looks fantastic. I mean, it really looks the business. And what's even better is that I can control everything from here just like I would a 2018. So there's no loss in functionality. The only thing that doesn't work is this. This is the cruise control, which you usually use this stalk back here, which is not a big deal. And I'm sure that I can get this working at some point. It just needs to be coded out. But what's really cool are these. These are touch sensors. They're like little touch pads, and you can just gesture up and down. See how that works. Press in, and we have our AMG panel there. Super cool. This is exactly what this car needed. And there are upgrades even to this. So you have this steering wheel. You can make it in whatever design you want, whatever color you want. And you can even have like little shift lights up here. I didn't want those because I think that's a little too much going on. There's already so much going on here that I didn't want to clutter it up even more. But I mean, now this car looks like it's brand new. And we took off that nasty vinyl wrap, and this was polished a little bit. There are a few scratches, but this is nice piano black. But we're not done in the interior just yet. I have one last finishing touch to do. And oh yes, that is an interior, ladies and gentlemen. This is next level. I know I say that a lot, but this flat bottom carbon fiber steering wheel just makes this look the business. It looks absolutely OEM, and we have some OEM floor mats. I had to get those shipped over from Germany or Lithuania or wherever the listing said it was, but this is completely done as far as detailing. The seats look great. The center console looks great. All the leather looks great. All the carbon fiber and all the trim looks great. And even in the back here, where sort of the business end is, and I know the seats are a little bit cattywampus, I'm not worried about that. This looks amazing. Now here, the elastic, I do need to do something about that. I mentioned that, it's not a big deal. Last but not least is the front end. And the front end was something that I've been dreading to do, and I think I've come up with a solution, and that is just to fix the front end once and for all by buying a new one. So I bought a new front end, and that is on its way. It's gonna get here in a few weeks. It actually had to come from overseas. So the front end is gonna look like this. It's basically going to be a final edition S65, and it's going to look and feel like a 2020 model, even though this is a 2015 and it cost about $200,000 less. But there are a few things that we can do with this. Obviously the trim is missing, and right here you can see that, well, some of the trim is peeling, but I'm not going to worry about that too much, because in order to get all of this out, like this is supposed to be chrome, but in order to get it out, I have to take off the bumper. I don't really feel like doing that because I don't think we're going to get all this black off, and I'm not sure that the chrome is going to look very good. So we're going to leave this right here, and we're going to replace this one piece, which is chrome, with the stock piece that fell off my car. So here's a funny story. When I got this car, when it was still wrapped in its nasty black wrap, it had that chrome piece on the bottom, which was wrapped in matte black vinyl. Now, when I was driving to the shop one day, I heard a crunch. And then I realized that it was me running over this piece. To be honest, all that happened were these little scratches and this crack right here. And if we offer this up to the car, you'll see it still fits pretty darn well. And honestly, you can't tell that it's damaged from this side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to secure it in place. Maybe I'll use some double-sided tape for now, and then make sure that all the mounting tabs are where they're supposed to be, because for some reason this just wasn't mounted correctly. And then I'm gonna go into the side panels and figure out what I'm gonna do there. Maybe I'll just have them be chrome because I had to clean all this up, but they also do kind of look good in black and just have some chrome accents. I don't know, but I'm gonna try them a few different ways, and then we're gonna see what the final result is. Ladies and gentlemen, this car is done. Well, as done as it's gonna be for a little while. This is, for all intents and purposes, done in a very temporary sense because I am getting new bumpers, and to be honest, if you look very, very closely, you can see that, well, some of the bodywork needs a little bit more bodywork. But from here, from about 5 feet away, this thing looks fantastic. I mean, the color, the contrast of the carbon fiber on the white, carbon fiber over here, we have chrome over here, we have chrome accents in the front, and I like how the chrome accents the white and the black. It just all fits together in one perfect little package, and I can't believe this is my car. So let's talk about if I got a good deal on this car or not. I certainly think I got a good deal because, I mean, just look at it. But we still have to tally up everything and then realize that I probably spent way more than I thought I did. So the initial purchase price was $64,000, which is a lot of money, but not for this car. Usually they go between $75,000 and $80,000 for something of this condition. Now the mileage was a little bit higher than what you'd usually see. This has about 75,000 miles. Usually they're between 35 and 50,000 miles, but mileage isn't anything. It's like just a number to that engine. That engine can run forever. So when I got the car, it was in really bad shape cosmetically, but it was in really good shape mechanically. I didn't need to worry about a lot of things like oil leaks or anything like that, but I do have to do things like brakes and just maintenance items, maybe bushings, maybe seals, definitely an oil change, definitely spark plugs, but that's honestly just general maintenance. And we're gonna get to all those numbers later, but just to get this into showroom condition, which was told to me that the car was in when I got it, which was obviously not true. Here's what we had to do. So we had to do a complete decontamination of the car. We had to do a polish of the car. We had to do a lot of sort of claying and wet sanding because this car had a lot of overspray. I mean, it's sprayed over there, it's sprayed over here, there's overspray up and down the car, but that comes at a price because that entire job, which a dealership usually wouldn't do, they wouldn't do a days-long process like this. This would have cost about $1,000 to $1,500, actually more because we ceramic coated this entire car outside and in. So let's call this a $2,000 job, and it's looking exactly like this. But that's not all, because I did have to get some panels over here. Some of them were broken and I had to fix some mounting tabs. So this was about $400 to fix, and it's still not perfect. I would definitely tell somebody if I was trying to sell this car, I would disclose to them that, well, it looks okay from 5 feet away, but there are some imperfections down there if you really want to look hard, and there's also some cracking on the headlight. So I would fix that. If I was a dealer, I would get another headlight, which is another $2,000, and I would try to fix all of this trim, which is probably another $1,400. But I only spent $400 to get it looking like this, and I think it's pretty snazzy. However, I wanted to make this look even better, so I got those 2018 facelift front and rear. I got taillights, headlights, and the bumpers, which were a pretty penny. They were around $5,000 for everything. Actually, a little bit more than $5,000. But I think that's gonna make this thing look brand new, because this is based on a car that was $250,000 when it was new. and now it's gonna look like a car that is worth $250,000 today. So that's gonna be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much to our sponsor, Raycon. Go check them out in the link in the video description below. But until next time, this is me reminding you guys that on cars like this, on daily drivers that are just the ultimate in luxury, performance, and looks, you guys need to build them better, and to do that, you need to wrench every day.